Trilogy is a format that is not widespread at the moment, but it is an important format to explore as we face the inevitable cycling of sets.
We also got to look at the Season 2 Tournament Prize Support Kits, what this change in nomenclature means, and Jason's grand theory about the game leading into Worlds 2019.
This is episode 89, What Trilogy Reveals.
You have been well trained.
No. You don't have to carry a sword to be powerful.
I won't fail you.
Oh, do not.
I'm not afraid.
Please don't try.
We're back. We're always very excited, right? It's Tuesday night. It's time to do a show. We just heard Kim's resident choo-choo train pass through. That was pretty fun.
I don't know that it makes an appearance quite as often as Muffler Man and Tractors and Rural America people. That's what happened.
I love it.
Everything about my town screams Midwest, yes.
That's very awesome. But we're excited to bring a show today for you guys. It's always funny. Back when the show was done pre-recorded, we would always record on the weekends, and then all the news would drop before our show was released, and we were very upset. So now that we're live, the news has dropped, so we can talk about it, which is great because there's so much stuff going on right now. We will be reserving a little bit of the show later for some Trilogy talk, but man, there's just so much awesome Destiny news happening. There's some awesome Destiny stuff happening with us too, I think. I mean, there's We're
all good. We're all good. Technical difficulties, but I got it under control. No fun.
Understood. My wife and I just made it out to our local event last week, and we encountered some new players, which was really awesome. After going to Worlds and KublaCon, it was kind of fun to get back to the local scene, the groups that don't get out to those events, and hang out with them and see what's been happening. I feel like we haven't been to a local shop in months, which is unfortunate with everything going on. But it was fun. It was fun to get out there and play. 8 players total, but it's a good turnout for a Saturday evening, I think. My store owner made a very interesting comment. He said, we're at a hard point right now because the stores that give out prize support in the vein of packs, like all the really experienced players don't really need those packs, so they're less likely to come out. But all the non-experienced players are really intimidated by the experienced ones, so no one's coming out. So now we've got no one coming out to the events because either they don't need the prize support or they're afraid of the people who aren't there because they don't need the prize support. So
seems legit.
No, you shouldn't. And I think that's. It all depends on the local scene, right? If you have a really healthy local scene, you're really promoting the casual side of the game, the drafts, the trilogy, the themed events. We've seen a lot more of that in this kind of lull period, which is great. And I encourage anyone out there who's got the influence in your store or your area to be creative with those events. Get people to come out, and so they're not playing against Anakin Kylo every week.
Right.
I'm looking at you, Mike Hill.
It's hard to tell.
Mike Hill, they can't hear you.
Go.
Guys, you have no idea how much I just said. Well, you do know how much I just said.
That's a lot. That was a big. That was a big thing for you.
That was a big old spiel. All right,
sorry, man.
Let's rewind. Okay. I guess I could just. Oh man, that sucks. I guess I could just compact it. So, where did I start? All right. Jason called me out on playing Anakin Kylo. We'll start back there. Okay, so I got 2 builds.
Good place to start.
I got a standard build that I'm working on. That after KublaCon, I really honed it. I really tuned it up. It is firing very well now. I have a good direction and a good path for everything has a purpose now in that deck, and I am really excited to play it against some other competitive decks. The Trilogy build, we will go in and talk more about that in the Trilogy, in the main section of the show. What we really got to is next month, Bay Area players, we will be starting a league. It is going to be Bay Area wide, everybody from Santa Cruz all the way up to all you guys playing out at Ronin, out at Outflank, Games of Berkeley, all you guys, we want everybody in. So next month, beginning of next month, we will be starting Flyers will go out to all the local stores probably sometime mid next week, so look out for that. If you don't see a flyer and you are a store owner or a player that likes to organize in your area, give me a shout at mike@thechancecube.com, and we will work something out so we can get everybody involved. I'd like to get the whole Bay Area involved so that we can just kind of grow the community. This is not a competitive league. There will be bounties and prizes and just all kinds of fun stuff for the average player, for the player that just likes to come out and play thematic decks, or come play mono decks this week, or mill. You could win the league. You could win this league without even like winning all your games. Just if you complete all the bounties, get your games in with a bunch of different people in the areas, you'll just rack up those points, and you could theoretically win a lot of good prizes. We'll have packs. I have plenty of promos to share with everybody in the league. I have some really good promos that are like from Worlds and stuff. So those will go to the winners of the league. Other than that, I'm just really excited to bring everybody together. It's $10 entry fee. Again, if you need any information, message me, mike@thechancecube.com, or on the Bay Area Facebook page. I will put all the information.
Cool.
Awesome.
Man.
You, Kim. For the second
I'm
time.
sad I don't live near you.
I know, right?
I think it's
long
gonna be
distance
really fun.
league.
Yeah, that would get a little long distance. Unless you can get like 6 players in your area.
I have. They've all gone hiding under rocks or something. I'm not really sure.
You got to start a league and get them out.
They'll come out.
We chatted and actually the summer I think would almost be ideal for it while we're in between these sets and whatnot. But it's been pretty quiet. Need to pop into the store and see what they're feeling. I don't know what's happening next there. So, gotta try to get a feel. And then I'm not as cool as Jason and Mike moving into, new total spaces, but we flipped some stuff around at my house. We flipped 2 rooms. So all the games are moving downstairs. This rig will not, because it's loud enough as it is where I am, and downstairs is only worse. So, all my Destiny stuff is packed up because I've been moving a ton of crap around, and I didn't want it to get injured or
That's
lost.
Fair. No, it's fair.
Or, I was like, we had cards everywhere. We realized, as we're moving stuff, we're like, oh my gosh, here's another. So it's where somebody went to something, probably our weekly night, and we find a stack about this tall. So I was like, oh, look, there's why I went to the draft. Oh, here's what I brought back from Worlds. Oh, here, they were just...
Nice.
That's awesome.
I don't know that all the dice and cards are accounted for yet, but that'll happen.
I'll totally get it.
Oh, man. If anybody needs some extra commons, I bet I have a gazillion of them, but I don't think anybody does anymore.
Oh, sure they do. We'll have our new player gift bags for when we need, like we did last year.
That's what we need.
All of our comments and stuff. Well, everyone, we're going to jump right into the news because there's a lot of it. There's a lot to talk about, and we don't want to keep everyone here too late. But yeah, let's go do it.
Let's do it.
Let me take that bag, huh? You'll find what you need.
All right. Let's do the news.
So when we first started assembling the topics of the show, the most exciting thing to talk about was the Season 2 Organized Play prize support kits, which is no longer the most exciting thing, so we're going to lead with that.
Right.
Battle Droid promos. And
backing them up.
What was the other thing? Battle Droids and
Quick Draw and shields.
Woohoo, yay. So, but what I think is more interesting, aside from the fact that it is... it's another local prize kit, and we're finally glad to get Season 2. Is the fact that they're calling it Season 2 and not Quarter 2.
Yeah.
I think that's
they were quarter kits before. Yeah, I gotcha.
And I think that's actually a big deal because, one, it kind of gives them some saving grace as to we don't know when the next season is going to happen, so they can kind of base on their production cycle.
That's true.
But this kind of goes to my grand theory about what's happening with the game right now. I believe, and I don't know if I read this somewhere. I may have read this somewhere, and I apologize if I've stolen someone else's idea or if I actually came up with it myself. I thoroughly believe that they are trying to space out this cycle's releases so that the the cycling of sets happens right after Worlds.
Makes sense. It makes sense for deck building purposes.
So we're in this cycle right now. We've got Way of the Force. There's going to be one more set coming out. It seems like an awful long time to wait, but I wouldn't be surprised if the next base set happens sometimes at or after next year's Worlds. I know that may be a little bit too much, but if you imagine if the rate they're going right now, then they're going to cycle right before next year's Worlds, like a month or two. And all of a sudden, Worlds is now the new Trilogy, which is the old standard, which is now infinite. So mind is blown. I'm not sure if I made any. What did I say? I don't even know what I said, which is fair.
Everything drops down a level, basically. And we now have...
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, it could go that way. I think it would actually be smart if they could get to that point, either change the date of Worlds or change the release cycle. I would also love for the sets to be smaller and have a fourth set in each cycle, but whatever. I'm not in charge. Just randomly.
They would give you less packs in a box and still charge you the same amount.
Well, don't give them any ideas, dude.
They would get you for the same amount of money, no matter what. Let's not offer a fourth set per year.
They'll just make more money on me.
Right.
But before we move on, is there anything about the Season 2 organized play tournament kits that excites you guys?
Well, I guess it feels like we're finally getting closer. And I know where there were some images on the internet to actually, see some of those. No, that's a store. That was a store promo.
That was a store
champ everything.
Kit.
Woo! I'm all over
together.
the place. But it feels like we're finally getting closer. But this lull needs to end pretty soon. I mean, I think people are getting restless.
Yeah, absolutely.
People need to start focusing on Trilogy format.
I agree. I don't disagree with you, and that's why we're having this show.
So much untapped potential in Trilogy, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
So it's really going. It takes the motivation of you within your community to create those kind of events, because then otherwise, yes, you have this lull that everybody's just sitting around going, well, I don't know what to do next. I'm waiting on the next big championship, and it just depends on what kind of player you are too.
Yeah.
So I got a. I don't even know what the right word is. I got a theory that when Standard turns into Infinite, I think people will go to Infinite, and I think Standard will be the least played of the sets.
That's an interesting theory.
Styles. I think you either want all of it or just one set. Like the Standard in between is weird. You get a couple sets, which is... I don't know, it's a weird middle ground. But I think, personally, at this point, I think I'm staying at a Trilogy. That's kind of where I'm leaning towards right now.
All right.
And
bold
why
statement.
the main show topic.
We'll get there.
We're not going to spend too much time on this, but a huge shout out to Mads from Your Destiny podcast, who just took down the European Championship with Ray Ayla, which is the same deck he piloted to the runner-up at Worlds 2018. And he took down an Obi Maz deck in that final game. We're gonna save all the real juicy stuff for Matt Kuzno and the Canto Bight Players Club. So keep it on the podcast feed for that. And I believe Mods and his teammate Klaus will be joining them again for another show.
You can't. I'm telling you guys, two amazingly nice guys. Like I was stoked to see Mads pull off that one there. He's a phenomenal player.
Yeah, he's amazing and so nice too. It's nice when you get that together. And probably he's definitely made himself be one of the best players in the world
easily.
And so shout out to Denmark. Go Denmark. But now for the news that happened like 5 minutes ago. Now this is pod racing, people.
Should we talk about spoilers?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Why not?
I mean, it'd be silly to have a whole show and not talk about these cards.
Right.
That's how we used to do this because the show fell too early for all this.
Right. We're not going to go through each and every one of these because we do want to reserve ourselves for next week when we're going to talk more about Way of the Force spoilers and everything we've seen thus far. But we've got ourselves an interesting theme here, and they've been releasing cards in groupings of themes. So, we spoiled the Gungan cards. We saw the red villain cards with the General Grievous before, and all the synergy there. And now we're looking at this yellow set of pod racing cards, which I don't know if anybody out there is a fan of the original the Decipher CCG that came out in the mid 90s. There's a lot. We're starting to go down that direction. There's a lot of feeling of cards that work really well with other specific cards. There's almost like these plots are almost turning into objectives, right? Like this Boon to Eve Classic is quite interesting. But we're going to start with Mike. Mike really had something to say about Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, I was on the forums earlier today, and everybody's talking about the pod racers themselves, the villain pod racer, Zabulba pod racer, where you deal one indirect damage, or Spot Zabulba, deal 1 direct damage every time you resolve a die. Crazy, right? I think Anakin Skywalker pod racing prodigy, 7 health, 7 for single, 10 for elite character card is, I think it's crazy. He's a resource machine, right? 3 sides.
Oh gosh, yes.
And then he controls any droid or pod racing die whenever you activate him. This dude is a menace. At 10 for elite, you're looking at like 2 resources and a shield. You're looking at like a Yoda special side every time you resolve an elite Anakin. You're gonna think twice about just letting him sit to the side while you just like bang on that main character, because you're gonna need to take a full turn to one-shot this dude and get Anakin off the playing field, or else he is going to ramp his partner so quickly. And he's giving access to all those yellow hero cards that suite is just becoming so good. So you need to get rid of him quickly, so you get rid of all those spot yellow cards, and you need to get rid of him so he's not gaining 2 resources in turn, 4 resources a turn, and controlling a droid or pod racing die every time. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. And I think, we're hopefully we're getting better at understanding what cards are good when we see them, because we've had this before. We see spoilers and like, that's not going to be good, and all of a sudden it destroys the world.
Yeah. Or vice versa. This is going to blow everything up, and then womp womp.
Like Maul.
Maul is the prime example.
No, we'll talk about him in trilogy format.
All right.
Format, he's looking good.
I'm sorry.
But Anakin's going to be. We're going to see a new breed of vehicle support decks, and also I think we're going to see decks. Right now the only support vehicles that are played are in vehicle dedicated decks. I think we're going to see that not happen anymore. Right? We're going to see 1 or 2 vehicles, and Anakin comes great with his pod racer. We've got the Start Your Engines, which lets you search for a pod racer. We've got this whole suite of cards that deals directly with a certain type of card, which is a pod racer, which we, again, Jeremy talked about this before. They want to do more of this subtype referencing. So go ahead.
Real quick, let me just read through the cards for our audio listeners. I'll just read through them real quick, and then we can pick one more card to discuss at the end of that. Are you guys good with that?
Sure.
All right, so the next card we got is Anakin Skywalker's Pod Racer. It is a support vehicle pod racer. It's got a 3-word title, which is interesting. Now we're getting even more specific. It's 2 cost. It's got a disrupt, a discard, a shield, 2 shields, and a +1 resource. So interesting that a pod racer, it's not doing damage. It's controlling or giving you support. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting too ahead of myself. It's got the ambush keyword on it. After you resolve this die, you may discard the top card of a deck, or if you spot Anakin, discard a random card from an opponent's deck. Next card.
Hand. Discarded a random card from an opponent's hand.
Yes, from the hand. Next is Sebulba. He's Cutthroat Pod Racer, 9 health, 9 for single, 12 for elite. He's got 2 range, 2 indirect, a disrupt, a resource, and a special side that reads place 1 resource on a support, or play, or remove 1 resource from a support in play. So basically, you can use his special to gain resources. Pretty
his special's in relation to the Pod Racer plot card, I believe.
Yep, so it's going to let you pull them off there.
The next one is Sebulba's Pod Racer itself. This is a 2-cost. The die sides are 1 indirect, 2 indirect for $1, 1 disrupt, 1 discard, 1 shield. It is, again, a support vehicle Pod Racer ambush keyword. After you resolve this die, you may deal 1 indirect damage to an opponent, or if you spot Sebulba, deal 1 damage to a character, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
The Buntaeve Classic is a
2
plot card.
Yeah.
It is 2. After you resolve one of your Pod Racer die, you may place 1 resource on that Pod Racer. If there are 4 or more resources on it, set each copy of this plot aside and gain 4 resources. Each copy of this plot. Oh, okay. So that's if you're playing more than one plot. Got it.
What if your opponent's playing that same plot card?
I'm wondering, because I was wondering when I read this, I was like, are they going to allow more than one plot? Because currently they don't.
I could say yeah.
Or is this a reference to the fact that maybe you and your opponent are bringing one, and only one person can win the Buntaeve Classic? So both copies are set aside. Whoever gets the 4 resources first.
Oh, that's dirty. If like one of your opponents has 3 resources on a support, you resolve your Pod Racer die. You place 1 resource on their Pod Racer, and then you gain 4 resources off of it. Wouldn't that work?
It's got to be on your Pod Racer.
It's got to be your die.
Oh, on that Pod Racer.
On that Pod Racer, yeah.
Sorry, there's the keyword. That Pod Racer.
Still though,
yeah.
If you're both working towards it and your opponent beats you to it,
that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I think this plot's a lot of work. I don't know if it's going to be useful. We'll see. It could be fun.
Here's what I thought so I was talking about this today, just some of these. This, to me, this kind of stuff slows down the pace of the game.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. So it really depends on which direction the meta goes. If it continues to have fairly aggro control type decks, this stuff's only going to see play in casual fun type stuff. Because I don't know that it would be able to hold out in a faster meta. I don't know. Who has time to load up resources on this when I'm just trying to... I need those resources to knock people out.
Yeah.
Well, unless Crime Lord makes a comeback for a little while before it cycles out, but...
It's not an action itself to do it. It's just when you resolve.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But can you imagine a vehicle deck that's already got 4 or 5 vehicles out, and then turn 4 or 5 hits this, and then is sitting on 6 resources? Whatever they have in their hand, they can play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's fairly dangerous. So I can see this in a some sort of 5-wide or rainbow vehicle where you're going to have 2 extra points to mess with anyways.
It'll be a thinky deck, I think.
And
it'll be a thinky deck.
And I will remind everyone that there was some interesting things when the way the Force was announced. One was the Battlefield with the Die, which we have now seen. One was the I can't remember what one it was, but I think we've already seen that one too. And then lastly was the most expensive card yet in terms of resource costs. So we've yet to see that, and this could help us get there.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Next card. Pod Racer Betting. This is 1 resource event. Choose a number, then re-roll 1 of your vehicle dice. If that die just rolled a value equal to the number you choose, gain 2 resources, or 3 resources instead if it was a Pod Racer die. Real quick, just look back at that Anakin die. He has 4 sides that have a 1 on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that little suite plays very well together.
Yep, Anakin's Pod Racer, yeah. Mm-hmm. Good odds.
Pilfered Goods.
Pilfered Goods.
5
I want to see this. I want to see this played.
Event. You may play an upgrade from your hand for free on each of your yellow characters. Ooh.
It could be cheaper than spending the money to get them out.
If you have a 3-wide yellow, mono yellow deck.
And you'd have to be sitting on 4 cards in your hand. So you'd have to sit on 3 weapons and this card. and 5 resources. That's
very situational.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of these decks are playing that way. Like Bro TK, right? You're just building to that one play. You could just be building to get this Pilfered Goods.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's a villain card, by the way.
Of course it is.
All right, next event. 0 cost, start your engines. Search your deck for a pod racer, reveal it, and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck.
Oh, search cards. Search cards.
Oh, I love search cards so much.
I like lightsaber pull better, but...
They were never going to be in the game. Until now.
Or then.
All right, Mozespa Arena on Tatooine. Claim. Force an opponent to choose to either lose 1 resource or have you gain 1 resource. Spot a pod racer to force them to do both instead. That's
Rutro.
And that's a neutral.
Yeah, so that's awesome. I mean, if you have a pod racer on the field, and so every time you claim, you're gaining a resource and your opponent's losing a resource, got a 2 resource swing each time. That's mean.
Yeah, it is.
I love it.
We have to go back real quick. I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. That's what it is.
Okay.
That was for the chat.
Kim, did you have a favorite card from all these? So you were like, oh my god, I can't believe that this is happening.
I don't know that I would say that I have a favorite on this yet. I think I'm really curious to see how pod racers, how this really plays out. Is this going to be something big that we see, or are we just gonna pick and choose some of these cards and build? I don't know. I don't know that I'm totally sold on the whole pod racing thing yet.
As a unit, as a full unit. Sure, it's fair. And this is a very episode 1 heavy suite of cards. So we're gonna see somewhere in the set a swing the other direction because they've always balanced it out the sets that way.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we have the Gungans too, so there's a lot of prequel stuff. It seems like in this set so far. Now, granted, we have Cassian spoiled, so there's at least a swing the other way.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of these plots becoming more than just openers, so that there's more of a reason to fit it in your deck. And I said this the last time we talked about one. They're still not there yet. It's not enough that I'm going to build a deck specifically so I can get X plot card inserted into it. It's just going to be that works there too.
Sure.
They're not there yet, but I think that's coming. I think we could see that as a whole different mechanism.
I think so too, because the plot cards are definitely feeling more like a plot and less like a starting advantage.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy it in draft. I love draft. I love plot cards in draft.
So it'll be very exciting. So really looking forward to this. We'll dive more into all the way the 4 spoilers, and hopefully we'll see something else between now and then.
Maybe.
Given the marketing strategy they've used with sets before, it feels like we're closer to the release date than I think we all actually believe we are. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I mean, they are advertising pre-orders, so we'll see. Last but not least, from kind of a surprise news item today, our friends over at the Knights of Ren were able to snag some pictures of the store championship kits prizes, which haven't been released officially by FFG, but apparently the stores are starting to get them. So we got to look at some stuff from there, which I think they've really upped their game. I mean, I'm really excited about where they're going with these. The first and second place get that Spot Gloss Ahsoka, which is stamped first or second place. So,
and I heard a lot. The community, I heard a lot of people saying that that's the kind of stuff they wanted to see. Like, make those spot glasses available in different atmospheres than just a galactic qualifier. So I think that's a smart move.
That force speed, it's so nice. I want it so bad.
I don't know.
The matte, it all matches so nice. Oh.
I'm gonna have a Star Wars ignorant moment. But I'm not sure who that's supposed to be.
Who? What? Oh, the girl? Oh, it's just I think it's a random Jedi.
Okay, random. I feel a little bit better.
Just like the non-unique characters are like,
who's it's
hired gun? I don't know.
I feel like I don't like that card. She-Ra, I like the older, sorry, because it was Han. It looks like a She-Ra Jedi. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't go with Ahsoka, considering everything else is Ahsoka, and they could have easily put her into that art, and it would have looked just as good.
It would look amazing.
I would have loved an Ahsoka mat instead of that card as the mat, but
it's cool art. Don't get me wrong. But I was like, for a second, I was like, I don't know, just I had a She-Ra vibe, and I'm going, who's this supposed to be? And so all the other mats have had recognizable characters. Like, who is this?
Right.
You're welcome for all that.
But I do feel like I now have to start practicing real hard because I really want one of those.
Yep.
I gotta find somebody to practice with.
Well, most of my store champs are pretty well attended, so maybe I'll have to take a pilgrimage to the middle of nowhere or something to.
There you go.
You know, I'll be top 4 because I'm only one of the 4 who showed up. Maybe.
That's the way to do it.
And the mats are usually top 4, right?
Yeah, for store champs. They were last time.
Strength in numbers.
Yeah.
You just gotta do like I did and do like 4 or 5 store champs. I can't remember how many I did. 4, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I'd get Sarah ready too, but she's gonna be 6 or 7 months pregnant at that time, so I don't know.
Like, go do your own thing, Jace.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like playing cards from back here.
And Chuck.
She just throws them.
She's gonna beat you when she sees that remark later. You're a dead man. So next week's show will just be Kim and Mike because Jason will be no more.
He will be dead.
Anyways, let's give something away before I get myself in trouble.
Oh, too late. You're already in trouble.
Better, Jason, be better. That's what the jazz is saying.
Look, I ain't in this for your revolution, and I'm not in it for you, Princess. I expect to be well paid. I'm in it for the money.
Giveaway. Boy, last week we kind of ruffled some feathers and got some folks more excited about. We did start pinning it, so I apologize if you guys have gone to the Facebook page and were looking for the question. We were doing a bunch of coverage and it got lost there for a couple weeks. So you guys there were a lot of good comments. I also gave Dizo a cookie. Dizo had asked for a cookie. She was out there, so I gave her a cookie today. Nice. So last week, keeping in the theme of what our topic is today, we had asked, what one non-character card would you like to see reprinted so it can be used in the Trilogy format? So there's a lot of great answers. Lots and lots of great answers. Some duplicates. Some I 100% agree with. Someone went, oh yeah, that'd be a good card. All In was one that was mentioned. Wait, why can't... Uh-oh.
Real quick, why do they do Force Speed as the store champs all art? Why do they keep doing standard
when it's getting
format?
cycled out?
Do Trilogy.
When it's going to get cycled out?
Trilogy that I don't want to play.
Yeah, so great mention in the chat. So somebody said Ahsoka and Vader. Neither one of those were on the Facebook page. No one said Vader.
Well, Big Daddy
Where was that at?
said it.
Well, I know he did now, so thank you, but you weren't on my Facebook page, so your name's not in here. I'm sorry.
Big
All right.
Daddy
There were a lot of answers. But yeah, I was like, nobody said, well, we said non-character, so I guess that's why they didn't say Vader. Derek Kim, learn how to read your own question. All right, I've mixed these up enough. Like, see, I'm just mixing. All right.
Oh, I'm so excited.
That looks short.
It's not that bad. Oh, this was a popular answer. Jefferson Moore. I'm not going to say your name right, and I'm sorry ahead of time, so I better post online who the winner was. Mentioned Shoto Lightsaber, because it's neutral, can be used by any one character if one of your characters is blue, and passive text is very strong.
Nice. I like
Shoto's. That's a good one. And
Shoto was mentioned a couple of times. I totally agree with that. That's going to be a loss when that card cycles out.
And there's not a lot of shield throwing in Trilogy right now. Like, it's just building shields up. So I think it's interesting.
Whoever just subscribed, thank you very much. I didn't see your name pop up in the.
It's Ken. Don't.
Ken. Oh.
It's not Ken Joe.
I don't even
it's
care.
Joe.
Ken Joe. Sorry.
Joe, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Jason, you know what though? Kenjo just welcomed a new adorable little baby too. So congrats to him.
Congrats on the baby. Welcome to the club.
I'll bring my baby on the stream when I get one. When I get it.
Yeah, my babies love being on the stream.
They're pretty cute too. I can get you a dog. That's all I got.
I got 2.
She sits outside the door the whole time. She chills over there and waits on me to be done.
Anyways, for everyone else, it's another week and another question. In in preparation for us talking more about all the spoiled cards and what we're seeing in Way of the Force, what has been your favorite card spoiled from Way of the Force thus far? And of course, any cards that are released this week are also fair game for this question. And the winner next week will be getting a set of Chance Cube resource tokens, which look kind of like this. Sorry, they're yellow tokens on a yellow background, so they might disappear.
Put them in front of your forehead.
Or put them in front of your shirt, your sweet shirt.
Or your shirt.
Oh, see if it'll stick to your forehead if you press it really hard.
That seems like fun that we should be entitled to.
That is awesome. Yes.
That's all I needed.
Never mind. So let's since Mike's been so excited about getting here, because when I mentioned this as a topic, he jumped all over it. Let's jump into Trilogy after a short message from our sponsor.
You know, Mike, I just can't seem to get the cards I need in the booster packs I bought. I'm still missing a Mother Talzin, a Darth Maul, and I need some more battle droids. That 5-wide droid deck isn't going to build itself, and I have all these extra Yodas.
Seriously, Kim, I told you, check out Armada Games. You can buy and sell Destiny cards on their website, shoparmada.com. It's just a few simple clicks and bam, you are done. I used it just the other day, and now I got two Maul Sabers heading my way.
Hey, what are you guys talking about? We're in the middle of a break here.
Jason, you know how you've got all those extra cards from all those booster boxes you open? Mike says you can sell them online super easy.
No way, seriously? How? I've got to make room before this next set comes out.
Jason, whether you're new to the game or a seasoned vet, Armada Games has just what you're looking for. You can buy and sell your Destiny singles all from the comfort of your living room. Pre-order the latest sets of boosters and find the droids you are looking for. You can also check out their selection of Destiny accessories. And you'll get free shipping on orders over $75. For an even better deal, be sure to use the coupon code TheChanceCube and receive 5% off your Destiny purchase. Visit their website at shoparmada.com. Armada Games. Get in here and game.
But you know what I always say, speak softly and drive a big tank.
Trilogy.
Mike Hill is really excited about Trilogy format, but you know what? After playing at KublaCon and playing in a Trilogy format, I am totally on the same train. I think the Trilogy game is very interesting, and perhaps maybe for me it was because it was new. But I think there's a lot to be said about Trilogy. But since Mike's so excited, I've got some notes myself. But since Mike's so excited, I'm going to let him kick it off and see where this goes.
All right. Well, you kind of already hit the nail on the head. It's new. It's fresh. It makes me feel like that first set we got when we got Destiny. I get excited about playing it. I get excited about building these decks. The fact that nobody's really playing Trilogy, it's like whenever you build something, you feel like you just crack the code. Like, I'm sure it's a lot of it's trash, right? But it's fun to build it, and then it's fun to play it against other Trilogy, because right now, most of the stuff you're going to see is trash. Like, it's very it's unbuilt. Like, it's untested. Everybody keeps just going back to standard. Trilogy is like an off-day event, and that's how everybody's treating it. But I think that once standard drops into infinite, I think a lot of people are just going to go to that, because I mean, we have all the cards. We've been collecting the sets every time, but if we're going to continue to build this game, we need to have a format that is inviting to new competitive players, and I think Trilogy is really the only way we're going to be able to do that by, you know, that first set, that set that's currently available. You can get your hands on everything for, I mean, really fairly cheap. You get the whole set for fairly cheap at this point now. I like Trilogy a lot. It makes me, it's just so fun to play. It's different. The game plays a lot different. Indirect damage is for sure a thing. Shields are so important now. Hero Yellow is just killing it with the card suites. They are definitely a contender. Blue Villain got smacked in the face by like getting rid of lightsaber pull, getting rid of like any possible healing we had. Except unless you go to like Witch Magic, and then you can work that card suite, but that really kind of doesn't fall too well into the Anakin Kylo thing. So then you move on to different builds. right now on the screen. Oh, here, let's switch it over here. Bam, just like that.
I can giggle because I'm not the one that has to control anything other than my mind and my mouth, and that's enough. That's all I should be in charge of.
So right here, everybody can see my Trilogy Conflicted Kids deck list. It is fairly similar, but fairly different. I have a ton of events in here. I have to. You really have to be ready. It's not just melee or ranged anymore. You have the indirect to deal with. Your card suites of events have to be able to deal with ranged and melee. So sometimes you may have some throwaway cards because they're not playing melee or ranged. But mixed damage is crazy now in this set. I feel like everybody's throwing out that mixed damage. Callus got the guns and the swords. Like, it's all there. Trilogy has just got me so excited. Like, I'm so excited I don't even have words for it right now. I'm so excited.
That's awesome. I think, Trilogy is definitely something I think we should be paying more attention to. And I kind of came to this realization as I was preparing for this show. When you think about it, if you spend the time cultivating your Trilogy deck and cultivating the Trilogy meta and understanding what's in Trilogy and not, that's something what's in standard but not in Trilogy, as long as you know those things, because in about a year Trilogy will be standard. You're just going to add one more set to it, right? So all the stuff that we're spending all this time on Awakenings and Spirit and Empire, soon those cards will be gone, and those who have spent a lot of time cultivating Trilogy and being good at Trilogy will have that leg up. Because they won't be worried about. They won't first go to the force speed. They won't first go to the, the running interference or the cards that. I mean, action cheating is so minimal, right? I can't think of a single. There's not really a single thing that's like preventing the opponent from responding to your action. That's the big deal, right? In Trilogy, one of the main characters of Trilogy is you never have to worry about getting one shot because your opponent god rolled and you can't respond because they double ambushed or something.
Right.
I'm talking to all you Sabine Ezra players out there.
Jerks. Or Moz players. Obi Moz. Get out of here, Obi Moz. I'm so glad I don't have to see Moz anymore. Oh, but what about no Force Illusions? Like, all these cards that were helping the villain have dropped off. We got Frightened, though. We can get rid of shields. We get rid of 3 shields. Where's
Intimidate's cycling out, right? That's gone.
No, because it got reprinted in the 2-player. So right now it's still...
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and that's remove all shields from a single character, and Frightened is total of 3 shields.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also I've been working on some secret sauce for Trilogy that I would like to share because I'd like to see more people building it and playing it. And it is a single mall elite Callus.
Uh-oh.
So
ooh, really?
You're still getting the access to the mall, and he's still a threat even at a single die.
Sure.
And Callus focus up that ranged into melee, and the synergy gets really well because his ranged is theoretically melee because of his power action. So I want to see more people playing that deck and get that thing tuned up. It's 3 die, which is kind of scary.
Right.
But it looks
Callus is good though. Like when I played him, he's played well.
Yeah.
I haven't. I mean, some of my other choices were bad, but Callus has played really well.
Callus Talisman is a real threat too.
For sure.
Yeah.
So looking at a sample Trilogy event, okay, Kublai Khan had 59 or 58 players in the Trilogy events. The top 8 decks were all very different. There were a couple attempts at a Trilogy version of a vehicle deck, which makes a lot of sense. Most of the cards in current vehicles is very Trilogy heavy with except that all your resource cheating is gone, right? Your tech team and your rally aids are gone. So you have to get money elsewhere. They throw Jar Jar in for Ezra, and now all of a sudden Jar Jar is a thing in Trilogy like crazy. Tarkin Afra, Talisman with 2 vet troopers, Rose Wedge, Jetta Trooper, Some great things, but the winning deck from our event was Yoda Zeb, which was great to see Zeb show up.
Mm-hmm.
And you have that blue yellow, which is not a combination we've seen to some great success. I know Matt Kuzno pilots a blue yellow in the standard, or at least he did at Worlds. So it's an interesting combination, but when you say legacies only, it's great.
Yeah. I would be curious to match that Eyoda Ezeb list to the Eyoda's Ezeb that I played on Trilogy's day, because I think that deck, I mean, maybe his is different, but the deck that I saw was very rampy, and if you didn't get your draws early, that deck like fell flat in the water. Like I handled that deck like pretty quickly, like turn 3, I think we were done. So wow. I'm curious to see how his Yoda Zeb in comparison, because it looks like it can do real well. If you're taking those shields and she's shielding a resource off of all Yoda die, you would protect well, and you would be able to ramp Zeb pretty quickly.
Yeah. And of course, having Zeb in there, the resource suite, the removal suite for legacies is vastly different. You have to worry about some different things. Easy pickings is still there, which is Mike Hill loves easy pickings.
No. That card.
I don't think that's the word he used.
No, it's not the word he used. Sound the Alarm is actually a really good controlled card, but Sound the Alarm is kind of risky, right? It's always risky, but
great card.
I love that card. It is for me. How's that? It's a great card for me.
You can roll blanks.
Yes. I
only roll blanks on my die, while I roll hot on other people's die.
That Sound the Alarm has done it's when I have used it, it's earned its keep.
It's so risky.
I've been very, and I agree. Like, because if you time that wrong, or they have enough, it can backfire and blow you up.
Sure.
I only play back in the Anakin deck for trilogies. I only play a single Sound the Alarm, only because I'm always so weary of playing it, because they can always roll into something better.
Yeah. Well, so what I usually try to do is make sure I touch a die or two, make sure you reroll D's, and then I voodoo. It just works. Good and well, if I touch a die, it dies.
I know. That's why I don't even play those Vader.
I touch a die, it died. Yeah, something like that.
Wow, that's going downhill from here.
Midas touch, maybe not the same thing.
Do you guys see Trilogy getting more local play, or do you think that it's just gonna be run what you brung continually?
So I was telling Jason before we were live that right now, at least looking up for Origins, the only events, and maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot, and if somebody else saw it, tell me. I only see Trilogy events at Origins. That's not true. I see Trilogy Galactic Qualifier. There's some other side event stuff like pods and things like that, but me and another friend of both have not found a standard sign up for Origins. So it's either buried or lost, or I thought it was weird.
Is it just a single day?
It's 2 different days of Trilogy.
Both. How long is the event? Origins?
Thursday through Sunday. Yeah.
They won't run anything.
So I don't know if there's something up with the registration thing. I'll find out more when I get there. I don't know if we'll know before then.
No, there might only be 2 events, because they don't usually run first day or last day. So they won't run Thursday or Sunday. They'll run.
So I don't know if I think I see it gaining momentum, and it seems like if we're seeing them at Galactic Qualifiers and things like that it seems like it's a format that FFG is supporting, or at least trying to get some traction.
For sure.
Because why else? Otherwise they wouldn't use it as a Galactic Qualifier.
Kim, have you been to an event where they have done a Trilogy day or a Trilogy event?
No.
Okay, Jason, what did you feel in the crowd when we were walking around Kubla during Trilogy Day?
Like the vibe?
Yeah, what was I'll sell you mine after I listen to what you felt.
It felt. I mean, it was exciting, right? There was a general excitement from everybody because they didn't know what was going to happen. There wasn't. There's not 17,000 Trilogy decks on SWDSD DB that were all net decking, right? They're all the folks who did some research, were playing the Tarkin Afra because that is the popular deck that did take down a recent Trilogy event, but that didn't win this one, right? It came in. It came in a 5-1. So and that's what I pilot. Me and Sarah both piloted a Tarkin Afra to little avail, to a big old goose egg. So yeah, I think it was, but there was a nice vibe. There was a good kind of buzz, almost like, ooh, there's a new set. I don't know what's happening, right? And there was a new set. It's the same cards we've had forever.
There was like a general consensus with everybody that was like, I'm here to just play Destiny today. I am just excited to play. If I win one game, I'm happy. Like everybody, like even the best players in the Bay Area were saying those things. Like, I'm just here to play today. Like, I have no expectations. I am just here to have fun. Like, that's what I want to hear people saying. Like, I appreciate the competitiveness and I understand it, but when I'm out, like at these events, I want everybody to be having fun. I want to have fun myself. And like, I don't want nobody to be salty or like trying to cheat, which I had a run-in with at KublaCon.
Oh no!
I had a guy try to focus a die. Said it was a side that it was not showing, and he tried to focus it to something else. Yeah, when I called him, he got super salty. Yeah. And that's here nor there. Like, that stuff doesn't need to happen. Like, we're just there to have fun. This is a fun game. It is a fun IP. Let's just all have fun. And that's how I felt on Trilogy's day. And that's why I'm so excited about Trilogy format. I did good that day too, but that's like here nor there. I was having so much fun just enjoying the community.
That's cool.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah, Daddy Buttons. He got salty for getting caught, and then subsequently losing the match, like super close too. He would have won the match had he been able to do that.
Man, it's again, I think if Trilogy it should be a format that every store should be at least doing once a month as for their weekly, and if not, having a separate Trilogy night. Gets folks out. Trilogy is a great event to pair with a learn to play. Get folks interested in the game, crack out some starter decks or some 2-player starters or whatever, and start teaching some folks. And then you jump into a Trilogy, and now they can play because they're not having to worry about 4 speeds and the crazy stuff. It feels so. Legacy sits somewhere between a draft and a standard game in terms of the gameplay feel, right? Yeah, it's got more of the back and forth without the kind of slogfest that draft ends up being. So,
thanks for the bits, DJ. DJ donated 500 bits.
Woo woo. Yeah, when you reset like I agree with you guys that Trilogy. I do enjoy draft to an extent, even though I'm still not very good at it, but that just takes some. I think that just takes some like trial and error and like tag on it. Like, why didn't I draft it? It's just trial and error with it.
Right. But to be good at.
Yeah. And but I like it because I feel like you're on a more level playing, and I actually kind of feel that way a little bit more with Trilogy. I think it's more fun, and maybe that's because I'm not an experienced deep diving deck builder. I like that I'm just using the smaller pool of cards to build a deck from.
Exactly.
I like that. And you're looking for synergies that you don't look for necessarily in other situations.
Yeah, definitely. The perfect way to get a new player in, I feel like, is have a night where you do you don't even have to do trilogies. The first night you can do, like, say you do like a month-long thing. Learn to play in 1 month. The first week you can do starter sets. Now they got a starter set. They've picked whether we want to do hero or villain. Now you do a draft event. Now they have learned a little bit about Trilogy, and they have grown their collection. So now they can choose from their starter set and their draft. Now they have all the rival stuff, and they have 6 to 12 packs, whatever they've bought. Now the next week you do Trilogy and bring whatever you want. They can build a Boba 7th deck off of 3 nights of play. And then from there they can, that Curtis won with Boba 7th. Like it is a strong, mean deck, and you can get competitive with it, or you can just have fun with the cards that you've brought. And I think over 1 month you could theoretically be 100% into Trilogy just by playing 3 or 4 times to get the hang of it and to build your collection while learning. So Trilogy, 2 big old thumbs up.
Way up.
Way up.
Excellent. So before we head off, as a call to action for anyone out there who's a huge fan of the Trilogy format, wants to help others get started, just send us your thoughts about Trilogy. We'll be happy to collect them and send them out and share them. How you've utilized Trilogy to get your local area energized. If you've got Trilogy events, we want to hear about it. You shoot us a message on our Facebook page, and we'll be happy to kind of discuss Trilogy with you, because we're huge fans over here, and we'll hopefully be pushing out some more Trilogy content as it as a format ramps up. So super exciting. So thanks for joining us this week, and of course we need to talk a little bit about Star Wars before we head off. So Kim perked up.
I can't get to the mute button fast enough. I was trying to spare you guys some Midwestern charm. But
all right, let's go talk about some Star Wars.
The Jedi! What do you know?
All right, let's talk about some Star Wars. I think Kim should go first.
Well, so I found something for you this week.
For me?
For you. A reason for you to go to San Diego Comic-Con. As if there aren't enough reasons anyway. But our good friends at Hasbro, man, these guys are really starting to come up with some crap that's going to take all my money. There's still an interactive Chewbacca that has to come to my house. Mm-hmm. They have so they've got exclusive figures that are Dr. Aphra and her droids.
I got the Tarkin from last year.
So and they look so cool.
Is it the newest link that you posted?
Yes. I don't know if I'm hoping that's gonna work for you. Like if not, there's an article over on the Nerdist Facebook page if you dig a little. Okay. Everybody listening in, or if you can't see this or if you're listening later on.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show.
I get the cool. Maybe I shouldn't follow the Nerdist, because that also finds me stuff that I need to spend money on.
Let's see here.
But they're like old school packaged. And they look so cool. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to tell Michael about this.
All right, now
because they're amazing.
They are so cool. Oh, that 000. Does 000's eyes light up? That would make it that much better.
I don't know. I didn't see that in the article, but I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can. One, like, so nice. I think she's posable. I think.
Yeah, she's super articulate.
But one, like, just the packaging that they're in, I think is really cool because it looks very old school.
Nice. Yeah, those are the 14 articulation
but
figures.
Yeah, but I would want to take them out and play with them.
Special action figure set. Yeah, I haven't.
I'm pretty sure she's Yeah, I'm almost sure. Yeah, they're posable.
Yeah, she is. Wow.
She looks so cool. These are actually really well done for being.
Do you see it, Jason? Do you see the stuff?
Oh yeah, I see it.
That BT1 has all his stuff out. It's funny to see him with all his weapons out like that.
That's awesome.
But I saw this one, I was like, oh, I have to tell Mike about this.
So cool. Thank you.
I mean, you are at least in the same state, so you have a better chance than I do of getting to San Diego Comic.
I have a friend that keynote speaks every year, and
that's amazing.
He brings me back like always the Black Series figures. So
I need to become friends with some more of your friends. Like we have a lot of shared interests.
I have California.
You do.
So they all have like
I'm not knocking my Ohio friends.
Every time
we're not as connected out here.
Every time Mike introduced me to someone over at Kubla, I was like, this person needs to talk to Kim. totally wasted on me.
It was not.
My heart was broken a little that I couldn't come to Kubla. I did enjoy the 1 a.m. message I got from you about a particular board game you asked me if I'd ever played. I was like, Jason's he's doing good. He's up playing board games. I was really proud of you.
Yeah.
Hey, remember, your 1 a.m. was my 10. I totally left my
that's true.
Until 2.
Right. Oh, I played.
Because I was like, man, he's up late. That didn't click. Yeah, God, me and time zones. It's not my strong suit.
I almost missed Trilogy Day because I drank Friday night.
I would have.
Good time.
If I'd gone to KublaCon, I would have had to ship stuff back home. It's
It's
a good thing I can drive to Origins because I can bring my stuff home each day.
Yeah, it's that was my saving grace, is I could pile it all in the car. What about you, Jason?
That's awesome.
So
that's my cool stuff that I stumbled upon.
Not a whole lot. I did. We've been, which is kind of the news right now. We're living with the in-laws for a couple of months as our new house finishes getting built. We are done with staircases and 2-story houses, so we're moving to a 1-story. But very excited.
I feel you.
For most of the listeners out here, follow me personally on Facebook, and if you don't, that's probably good because then I don't know who you are. That's weird. This just got strange. So I'm going back up now.
Right now?
It's getting weird.
It's getting weird.
Prank caller.
But just so that I don't say something or what the hell's going on, my wife and I are expecting a baby girl in October. So this is a big prep for that as well, to make sure we have the house that we need to raise little baby Ray to come into this world. So
baby
I know, nerd. I did pick up the Star Wars solo soundtrack, so I'm excited to listen to this. Although
you haven't listened to it yet.
I haven't. I just burned it to my my iPhone. But what I do find is funny is they credit John Williams, but really it's just they're crediting him for the fact that he wrote the title sequence, and everybody. I was like, wait a minute.
Which thinking back to the movie, I went, that's what I liked the best. So that's why I haven't picked it up yet. I was like, and I think maybe, and I don't know if I had said it previously. I think I misunderstood that he was doing more of the music for solo than what he did. Because thinking back on the movie, there wasn't, and I'm not knocking who did it. I'm sure but there wasn't anything that grabbed me. And I feel like in other Star Wars films, there's always some piece of Williams' music that grabs me, and I didn't.
I felt
he wrote. Maybe
I just sit next to weird people in Star Wars movies, and that's what has been all along. But
John Williams wrote The Adventures of Han, which was the title sequence,
which was great.
And after that, it was John Powell was the producer and composer of the rest of the score.
All right,
I'll have to listen to it.
I do not know John Powell, but I'm looking forward to listening to it. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's a lot in there that echoes John Williams, but like you said, I think the one thing about Rogue One was it was Michael Giacchino who is known for the Star Trek movie scores, and there was a good score. There's a lot of Giacchino's themes from Star Trek that made it into Rogue One. I was like, what movie am I watching?
Right. Close my eyes, I don't know what galaxy I'm in.
Because there's one theme he does. It's that is totally the Star Trek sound, the Star Trek title sequence. But that's because I'm a music nerd, and
most people wouldn't.
Not a Trekkie, just a music nerd. I'm a Trekkie too. So
yeah, well, I subscribe to both.
I'm also a brown coat. That'll get less references, but I'm a brown coat too.
Hey, I work at Disney, and I say mischief managed all the time. So, and I'm like, wrong theme park.
Oh, careful down there.
I know, that's true. Anyways, what about you, Mike?
Mike, you've had some goodies this week. I've yet to go to Toys R Us. That's closing literally right by my work, and I'm afraid to go in there and spend money.
Oh, buckle in, folks. Because
it's time for Mike's show and tell.
Yes, the wife was away for the weekend, so
first
Jason's gonna take a nap. So first let's talk about all the cool stuff I got over at
Squish his head from here.
Look at this sweet Mr. Potato
Head. How
Head.
fun is that?
Star Wars Mr. Potato Head.
I mean, Mr. Potato Head period is fun.
$4.
Oh, that's amazing.
$4.
I'd buy that.
Beat it. Next, I got this.
Thank you, Daddy Buttons.
Look at this sweet pillow.
But the colors are inverted. Or is that a TIE fighter? Or is that a TIE pilot?
No, it's a Death Trooper.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
All right. That's Next, we got.
Look, Jason's back.
Next, we got this.
What's happening?
We're getting crazy.
I called out the wrong stormtrooper and I angered Mike, and then he threw
it.
Okay.
Look at this sweet plush BB-8. It's like a waste basket or something.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm not quite sure. I could put like raffle tickets in it or something. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, pretty awesome.
That could be cooler than my Rex. I love that you were throwing them because you can't break them. I mean, they're pillows. And it landed perfectly on your couch.
Look at that. Pro style.
I'm impressed. I couldn't do that.
I showed you guys these. I got these at Relay for Life this weekend.
I'm super flippin' jealous that I don't have one of those.
I got 2 of these bad boys. They're pretty
Well, then you should send one to me.
Should I?
I've got one, so...
What the heck, man?
Now I gotta send you one so we all have one.
I mean, I have one because we bought it off of Etsy.
We could do like pork power.
Oh, I could buy one off Etsy.
Pew, pew. All right, next.
It's so cute.
So since my wife was away, she brought me back something super duper cool from Disneyland.
Oh, she loves you.
This is...
That's so cool.
Bam. That's some...
Oh, good. And yeah. Oh, that's slick, man.
Yeah. So this is by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. It's Princess Leia and R2-D2. Sold exclusively at Disneyland right now for... what is that? What is that called, Jason?
The Wonderground Gallery.
Yeah, the
Wonderground.
Gallery. Yeah, she was like featured artist for the month. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I love it. It'll be... You'll see it in future
nice
streams. And then finally, I think that's it. I have more stuff, but we're not going to talk about all of it because I got like
spread it out.
Way too much money lately. She also brought me back these cool little postcards.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is really nice.
Fun.
And then finally, this one, which is really cool.
Oh, nice.
Stormtroopers on the speeders, yeah?
Yeah, it's called Speeder Bike Brigade by David Lazellieu.
That's cool.
So bad with names. And again, those are from the Wonderground Gallery at Disneyland or Disney World.
Jason sends me pictures of that kind of stuff sometimes and taunts me for stuff that I want to buy like 14 things.
I walk through it every day and I taunt myself.
Surprisingly, the larger print was like only like $30 or something after.
That's not bad.
Yeah, at AP discounts like $30 or something like that, maybe.
Very cool.
And I think
I live in Ohio, Mike. I can't get an AP. Come on, man. They don't have Disney World in Ohio. We have cows.
You can get annual pass. You
can still get it.
I won't use it enough. That's true. I can't get it. I just won't.
One long weekend, I think, pays for itself.
That's
well,
cool.
she comes down here, then she doesn't have to worry about her tickets.
True.
So. They have tickets. They do have flights on sale right now, but now you don't have. I don't think your sister-in-law would also let me crash with her. So.
No, yeah, sorry. The Shays Brame house hold is on hold until
closed for.
Damn it. Sorry.
This when flights are cheap.
We'll reopen in September.
Gotta figure out what to do for Jim's 40th birthday. Anybody got any great ideas? I need help with.
Put all your Jim's birthday ideas in the comments below. Jim, don't read the comments below.
Don't read the comments, Jim.
All right, before we get too out of hand, I think we're going to end this show. Before we get
Thank you guys for another great week.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching, listening. All the things that we do can't happen without you guys. We really look forward to ramping up as we get close to nationals here at the end of August. We're less than 90 days out from the Nova Open. We're really excited and hope you guys will all join us as we ramp up. We've got some pretty cool ideas planned to prepare ourselves for this event, so we can't wait to spill the beans on those once I figure out what they are.
All right. Hey, I want everybody to look up in this corner, right up there.
Wait, am I looking up in that corner?
There's that subscribe button up there. If you love this content and you have a Twitch Prime account, you can hit that button and you can get
I don't know where I'm pointing.
You can get You can subscribe to our channel for free. It helps us bring you more amazing content. Also, hit that follow button. That really helps us a lot to let us know that you guys enjoy the content. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the social medias. Check out the price watch on thechancecube.com. And stay tuned for next week's show. Same bat time, same bat channel.
With less technical issues.
We'll see about that.
I'm going from my in-laws' house, so that could be a totally different story. I might be very pixelated.
That'd be cool.
Or just off my cell phone.
Just be like...
All right.
All right, bye, guys. Thank you.
Here, folks. Bye.
Bye.
Talk to you next week.
This has been The Chance Cube, a Star Wars Destiny podcast, a non-profit organization dedicated to building community through gaming. Visit our website for all things Star Wars Destiny, including our price watch, meta tracker, and latest articles from the Chance Cube family. Find our latest videos on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit us at patreon.com/thechancecube. Your patronage allows us to grow this program and help us give back to the gaming community by sponsoring events, giveaways, and supporting our own community building initiatives. This is Mike Hill, the voice of the Chance Cube. Thanks for listening. The Chance Cube is not affiliated with Fantasy Flight Games, Lucasfilms, or the Walt Disney Company.